Hey guys, so today we're gonna do just things I picked up this past week. Um, they're not horribly focused because it's just your regular haul of pop culture type items. So, without further ado, since it's pretty random, first thing here is this Spider-Man the Animated Series Green Goblin Funko Pop. I have quite a few Funko Pops. Not trying to get too many at this point in my life. My entire back wall of my cubicle at work is actually just a wall of Funko Pops in the boxes, which I think looks pretty cool. It looks like a display. I just happen to see this, and I've always been a huge Green Goblin fan. I remember as a kid, they had the original animated series toys back in the 90s, and they weren't the best. But I remember they had a Green Goblin, and I happened to find a comic book store in the area that had him. And, my dad was nice enough to drive me over there just to pick up that original Green Goblin action figure. I think I have him somewhere in a box. He's, almost no articulation. He kind of stands on the glider, but not well. Like, he can't do anything but squat. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm going to pick that up. Apparently it's some sort of special edition. I'm not up to date with Funko enough to know what this QR code does or what the point of it is, but they had these at Target, so I picked him up. Oh yeah, he does have smoke under there. So that was the first thing. A few comics from the last 2 weeks. This week I got Action Comics number 1090. It's funny, on the way home I was like, this is some sort of bad artwork, because you see here Superman's flying in to punch this guy in the face, and then reflected on his chest is Superman, and I thought this was the same face. I mean, it's so close, but then I noticed there's more of them, so I guess this guy has troops and they all look exactly the same, or I don't know, maybe he clones himself, but I think this one has boobs, so I don't know what's going on, but I did just read the last couple issues of Action Comics not too long ago, and I know Superboy fought this guy at the the Metropolis Fair, but in that issue it was just one of them, so I don't know what's going on here. But at the time I was like, well, that's not like, how is he in his own reflection? Like on the drive home, I kept looking at it like, what the hell is this? Until I got a better look at it. We have Captain America number 3. This is the new run by Chip Zdarsky. I also read the first couple issues of this recently, and I really liked it, honestly. It's a little weird because it's supposed to be Cap right out of the ice, but it's in, like, if it's not modern day, it's extremely close. They have a Captain America that was running around during the post 9/11 in here, and they show it as if he's had a 10-year career. So I mean, it's Captain America coming out of the ice within the last decade, which interesting choice. Sometimes Marvel just kind of ignores their own timeline, I think. But basically they're invading Latveria, and it's almost like their first encounter with Doctor Doom too, to an extent, because he's just recently taken over the country. There's rebels. They don't know what to expect from him, so it's early in his career to an extent too. Like, they have Captain America talk with Fantastic Four, and he has some interactions with Reed Richards, but apart from them indicating that maybe Doom has come over to the hasn't fought the FF a couple times, it seems like they don't know too much about him. So thought it's been pretty interesting so far. Plus this cover's just like, it's a variant cover, it's just really striking. So pick that up. Let's see, we have JSA number 11. I'm a little behind on reading these, but I have been getting these covers by somebody whose name I can't make out on his little stamp. Jorge Cortona. So he's done like single character covers for the last 3 or 4 issues. I have a Dr. Fate, a Hawkman, and now Alan Scott Green Lantern. I think that was it. I can't remember if there was another one. But like I said, I'm a little behind on JSA right now. I think I read through the end of the first arc, but I haven't started this second arc yet. So, and then last but not least, we have the relaunch of Batman, which has been getting, I get some back and forth press here as to whether or not people enjoy it. I saw one article that said that they didn't think Matt Fraction really understood Batman. I am a Matt Fraction fan. He was one of those writers that was big and doing a lot of books when I came back to comics in like the early 2000s. So, well-known commodity for me. When I saw he was going to be writing it, I knew I was going to be picking up Batman. The funny thing is, Batman had been Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's Hush Part 2, and as is usual, Jim Lee is apparently behind. I don't know what that boy is doing day to day. Like, if you've ever watched Jim Lee draw, he is amazingly quick. He has some videos on YouTube where he's like doing a Sharpie Batman and Superman on the back of a door in Kevin Smith's comic book shop, and like it's 5 minutes and it's maybe like double speed, but he's just like boom, 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 boom. Like, he's really quick, so I do wonder how he gets behind. Honestly, if he does comics in the future, they're gonna need to just be like, look, man, we're gonna solicit this when you're done. We're not gonna solicit this, when you're 3 issues ahead or 4 issues ahead, because you just can't. You can't. So, from what I saw, I guess the Hush Part 2, the last part of it, will be coming out like in February 26th, I think is what I read. Which just seems nuts. I guess they were like, hey, look, he's behind. He's going to need a few months. Let's just relaunch it now with this Matt Fraction team, and when he's done with it, we'll put it out there. Which, God, that's just so like ridiculous, but whatever. And I haven't read Hush Part 2 yet. Let me take a sip here. I haven't read it yet. I was putting aside saving it so I could read it all in one through line. My friend at work, who's a big Jim Lee fan, who I broke the news to, he said, he's been reading it issue to issue, and he said so far it was slow and it hadn't been really ramping up yet. So now I'm wondering how many issues they have left. I thought it was like 1, because I just assumed that they were further into the story. But if what he says is right, then I don't know what's going on, man. Jim Lee strikes again, right? A couple random things. I picked up a whole bunch of CDs off of Amazon that I've been wanting, or just looking at in general. So I'll show those to you. This is Bad Omens, Death of Peace of Mind. I have this on vinyl, but at the time when I was trying to get it, they were out of the CDs somehow. So when I went on there and was buying a couple other things, I was like, oh, let me check on that. And it was back in stock, so I picked that one up. Kudos to this lady being able to fold in half like that. I couldn't do that. That would break my back. I would probably die. I also got Sleep Token. This is, I think this is, what is this one? Oh yeah, Even in Arcadia. Not a huge fan of theirs, but I do like some of their singles. Like this one has Caramel. I do like that song, so I figured I'd pick that one up. Then we have this other Sleep Token one. I like the art. The artwork is really, like, whoever does their black and gray, like Cthulhu looking stuff on here is doing a good job. I know some people are like big on Sleep Token, and then some people are like, bleh. You know, like I said, I can go either way. It's like I like a few of their songs here and there, and then some of them I'm like, bleh. I forget which one on here. One of these started playing on the radio in my car one day, and my son was in the car, and you know, I try to move around if I think it's scary music or like horribly vulgar. But I think maybe Euclid was on, or one of these was on, and at the end he was like, again, which cracked me up because he's, you know, he's like, he just turned 5. It's like, oh, you like the hardcore metal, I guess. It seems. I wasn't expecting him to, like, he'll ask me, like, what song is that? What's that name of that song? And, you know, I'll tell him, I'm like, you know, that song is blah, blah, blah. But that's the only one where he's been like, again. Also got Bring Me the Horizon, Post-Human Next Gen. I like a lot of the songs on here. This is when Bring Me the Horizon got a little bit more poppy. So, you know, it's got the Top 10 Bleeding Statues and a couple other ones. Lost. So, I mean, you know, like I liked, there were a couple songs off one of their CDs I liked, but then the rest of it was a little too hardcore for me. But, you know, I like a good amount of the ones off here, so I picked that one up. And some of these things, like this one and Bad Omens, like I said, like the CDs go out of stock or they just don't print them. I know I'm like the last guy buying CDs, but still. And then last but not least, I pre-ordered this. This is Dance Gavin Dance Pantheon, their new CD. I'll see, like, I like some of the songs so far that I've heard. Other ones I find myself just missing Tillian's voice. He was the clean singer, the third lead singer. Dance Gavin Dance just loves to switch out their singers, but Tillian had been he'd been their clean singer the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, like 6 or 7 albums. It was a lot. And he just did such a good job. And then, you know, recently they parted ways. So this is basically, you know, everybody that's been in the band. Will Swan, and Jonathan Mess. Jonathan Mess is the, you know, the screamy guttural singer. And, you know, the last 2 albums they had, Andrew Wells, singing, you know, here and there is like almost a secondary clean singer, and then, with Tillian leaving, he's basically been, you know, promoted, but, we'll see. I can't remember which one of these. Like they had one video on YouTube where it was 2 of these like back to back, and I really liked one, and the other one was okay. So we'll see. And then last but not least, I picked this up on Walmart.com and regretted it this morning. This is the John Cena True Effects. I don't know if it's an Elite officially. box is really like over the top. It's got John Cena all over the place. It's got all of his little, cartoonies, all the different John Cena type things over the years. I've been looking for a good, current John Cena. I was not a fan during the Ruthless Aggression era. I had just lost my wrestling kick. So, I didn't sit through that entire era. So I just wanted a current, farewell tour Cena. And, they just started pumping them out. Now, the reason I wish I hadn't bought this is I bought this on Walmart.com last week, okay? And it's a cool looking box, elite slash, whatever. So I paid, I think it was 45 plus shipping or something like that. When I went to my Walmart this morning, they had 3 or 4 of these, and they were $26. So I don't know what because it came in it came from Walmart. It came in a Walmart box. I know Walmart, unfortunately, like Sears back in the day before they went under, their website lets you buy from secondary sellers. So a lot of times you'll find stuff just already scalpered up. It's stupid. But this was straight from Walmart, so I figured that was just the price. But I paid twice as much as I should have. Which, hey, I really wanted a John Cena. It's a cool John Cena. But I do wish I had swung by my local Walmart first, because I bet you they were on the shelves and I just didn't know any better. I just happened to see them on an MDT toy hunt, and they had this in stock, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the website, because my Walmart's I don't know, man, it's they'll stock everything really, really good for 2 weeks, and then they won't for 4 weeks. So it's kind of hit or miss as to whether or not they've stocked anything. So I thought oh man, okay, they won't stock it, or it'll be months from now, or I was giving myself reasons to buy it online, and apparently I shouldn't have. But I'll probably take this guy out of the box. The box is so cool. I'm 50-50 on it, and he's doing the little pose. I find it funny though. He's this is not a salute hand, salute. This is totally the you can't see me hand that they've reused for a salute, which seems silly because he's got the you can't see me hand down here as a backup hand. I don't know, a little weird. But yeah, I might I've got CM Punk Survivor Series welcome back figure still mint in box. I might just put John Cena next to it, because I think they're about the same size. Maybe I'll check, and that'll be the defining, line in the sand. If this fits perfectly right next to my CM Punk, and the boxes are the same size, then we'll keep it in the box. If not, I'll figure it out. Because I have that at work on top of my mint in box CM Punk versus MJF dog collar blood match. I have that mint in box still, so I just have the other CM Punk sitting on top of it. But it would look cool to have him next to John Cena. So, but that is it for today. I think I have something else coming from Amazon, but I got one of those little notifications where it pops up on your phone and says something's arriving tomorrow that should be today, and I can't even remember. So that was it, guys. I will see you probably in a week or so. I know this upcoming comic book day, I looked at the releases, and the only thing I'm picking up is crypto. So this won't be any reason to do a comic book haul. But we'll see what we end up with. There was something. What did I almost get at Walmart today? I think it was the Lion-O He-Man slash Catman's figure, but I was like, I've seen him quite a bit, and he's not as cool as Battle Catman. So I passed on that. And then the only other new figure I was looking at was this damn thing. So, so I will see you around, guys.